Merhabalar arkadaşlar, ben Hakkıcan Bülüç. Bülüç YouTube kanalındasınız. Bugün The Stanley 2'nin de kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Bakalım bugün bize ne gibi sonlar göreceğiz. Hadi başlayalım. Telefon mu çalıyor?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Kaydedilmiş bir ses bulursanız yok edin diyor. Ben seni buldum, seni yok etmem gerekiyorsa ama.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Kovayı aldık. Şimdi bakalım kova bizi nerelere götürecek.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Efendim kova? Bir şey mi söyledin? Ne? Sağdan gitmem gerektiğini mi söylüyorsun? Tamam.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Hayır, biraz daha kalmak istiyorum.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Kesinlikle.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home, here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Bardakta ne var? Kim götümü elledi benim?
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Pazartesi nefreti. Ama devam edelim isterseniz arkadaşlara.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Efendim kova? Doğru dikmemi ve kapıyı kapatmamı mı söylüyorsun? Soldaki kapıyı kapatmamı mı söylüyorsun? Tamam.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Olur.
The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Olur.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Evet.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he
Evet.
unthinkingly
O zaman
did whatever
onun
the
dediğini
bucket asked.
yapmayacağım. Tehlike her yerde. Everything, everywhere is in danger. Yeah.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I
Evet.
suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness. I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Hadi bakalım.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Bu bir
Simple
kova.
enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect.
Ne demek no?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Evet, gerçek bir kova değil.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oğlum, yanına gitmem lazım bunları anlayabilmem için. Gitmeme izin de vermiyorsun.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes, it's a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Bence değil.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket?
No abi, dedik ya bu vakit değil diye.
Incorrect.
Ne demek?
This is a bucket.
Nasıl ya? Kime göre neye göre kardeşim? Kime göre neye göre?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Ne demek bot? Bot diye bir seçenek yok ki burada.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Bu bir kova mı? Değil.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
Everything isn't a bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence.
Nasıl ya?
Now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
No.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself,
Yes.
and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the
Hayır
game
abi.
entirely. Okay, here we go.
Hayır, silme. Hayır. Gitti.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did
Yes.
everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no
öyleymiş.
idea. How could... Except me.
Sen
I'm not a
kova değil.
bucket after all.
Sen kova
And
değilsin.
you, Stanley, you're still here. You're
Evet.
not a bucket either.
Ben de
Oh,
kova
this is
değilim.
wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Evet.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Teşekkür ederim.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows
Olur.
what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Hadi bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Evet arkadaşlar. Bir sonumuzu daha yapmış olduk. Birazcık daha vaktimiz olduğunu düşünüyorum. Onandayım. Hadi sizinle bir son daha yap.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Evet, Kova. Gel bakalım.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms.
Kesinlikle.
With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Evet. Kova, seninle bu oyunu bitireceğiz. Hadi bakalım.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Evet, biraz önce sağdan gittik, ebemizi tersten döndük. Hadi şimdi narratörün dediğini yapalım. Ve soldan gidelim. What the? Bu odaya ne olmuş? Koalisyon çeşitliğine güven. Neden bize bir şey olacağını söylemiyorlar? Soruşturma bu oda anlamsız geliyor. Tuhaf dönen figürler, bunları istihdam etmeli miyiz? Saç yerler, belki, evet. Neden ölçemeli diye görünüyorlar? Neden uçuşuyor? 3 aylık başarımız mıknatıs. Metin'in yaptığı eğitim tatbikatı. Rüyalar, büyü. İşçi 3. Naç. Buradan Minecraft'a selamlar olsun. Kaç tane var? 151, 6, 33, 1. Belki sonsuz. Onu ısıtabilir miyiz? Kesinlikle. Bir daha fazla TL eder. TL yapar. Kesinlikle. Ama son TL'nin çizgisi eksik kalmış. Bununla sözleşme ihtiyacımız var mı? Potansiyel sorumluluk. Dislik söz, ikramiye. Ne biliyoruz? Henüz bilmediğimiz bir şey. Neyi unuttuk? Sözün 321 bir köprü inşa ediyor. Kardolasında bir tane gördüm. Evet, onu biraz önce almıştık. Ne istiyorlar? Verilerimiz, hisse senedi opsiyonları, para. Yükselme kaynağı. Belki de biz koleksiyoncuyuz. Hadi lan oradan. İyi değil bakalım. Bisi kardiyot mikrofon, yönlü mikrofon olarak da bilinir. Belli bir alandan ses almaya yarayan bir mikrofondur. Kullanarak normal ofis ortamında veya yerel ses kaynaklarından alışılmadık sesler almayı başardım. Kaydın analizi garip görüntü kaynağına bulduğunu sağladı. Veya büyük ihtimalle çok sıcak bir yerden arkasındaki karanlık bir bölgeden gelmeyi istiyor. Ayrıca korsan bir yüzeyin yankısı gibi duyulan sesi de aldım. Bu konuda herhangi bir ipucu sahip olan var mı? Bilmek istemez misin? Bulmak zor. İyi şanslar. Teşekkürler. Onu nasıl bulabiliriz? Evet, nasıl? Sen çek. Seni nasıl bulabiliriz? Ne biliyoruz? Ofiste küçük nesneler bilirdi. Onun yanımı sağlamak için karakter sinerjisi etmeliyiz. Bir sürü soru var. Metinden hala bir not gelmedi. Gündem, bir tane sefaret ettiğini nasıl anlarsın? Bunun orada sürmesini sağlayan nedir? O da rafları kim çekti? Evet. Yılbaşı soru. Çözüm güçleri son alt tarafına sandalye kuşlarını takip edin. Yapabiliriz. Kırmızı oda. What the? Sağ ol. Yapılacaklar. Neredeler? Lütfen herhangi bir yeni bulguya rapor etmeden ofise ayrılmayın. Bu benzeri görülmemiş araştırma dönemindeki çalışması ve iletişimi büyük önem taşıyor. Teşekkürler. Teşekkürler. Hepsine bulana bir ödül var. Ama yok demişlerdi. Yalanlar. Kendine dalga geçmeyi bırak. Onları çok istiyorum. Eve gitmek istiyorum. Bu duvarın temizlenmesi gerekiyor. Sen kimsin? Haha 427'ye benziyor. Ha ha ha. Hepsini toplamak lazım. Anacak yerlerde öyle durmuş. Çıkan bir tren filmin içinde. Bunu bulduk. Büyük bir oda, bir sürü kutu. Sanırsam o asansör oraya gidiyor. Yakındaki bir şömine. Yok, yakındaki bir şömine orası. Başka nerede var? Merdivenler. Merdivenlerle ilgili bir şey. Bu hangi merdivenler? Kırmızı mavinin olduğu bir yerde. Yoksa kırmızı mavi kapıdan mı bahsediyor? Önemli bir personel için özel ancak kokan bir yer. Neresi? Ya tutarsa? Ne bu? Oyun falan mı? Bunun bir anlamı olmalı. Kesinlikle. Depo erişim planı. 1. Çitin yanından geçici ulaştırmak için bir kalas üretim. 2. Parlak şamanda alanın toplanmasını zahmetli köprü inşa edin. 3. Kıyısın kalıntılarını depo katından al. 4. Döz, arpaçık. Hani şimdi, peki şimdi ne yapacak?
Gez, göz, arpacık. Şimdi ne yapacak?
Daha fazla boşluğa ihtiyacımız var. Toplantıyı yapmışlar mı? Heykelci bulma komitesi. Bardak bile basmışlar. Pazartesiden nefrete. Ne diyorsun? Beware'dı The False Prophets. Birisi kahvesini dökmüş. Acaba heykelcik mi buna sebep verdi? Koleksiyoncular setsidir. Sahtekar falçıdan kaçın. Evet, buradan çıkabiliriz. Süpür dolabı.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
Hadi
Can't
bakalım.
hand it over. Oh no.
Veremem.
Getting into name calling
Vermeyeceğim.
now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Evet. Kesinlikle.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Stanley'e ait.
Now it's settled.
Kesinlikle.
No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Bu bana ait. Kesinlikle.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, It's a bucket.
Bakın.
There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker. You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
O kadar ha. Evet. Devam.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Evet. Stanley figürü sanki tuvaletteydi ama. Stanley! Stanley çık.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Senin olmak, bu bir suç mu? Suç demek, seninlik değil mi? Sadece birini seçmek nasıl bir hayat olurdu? Demek ki seninler bunları düşünüyor. Patron tuvalet. Burada durmak, bir şeyler anlatacak mısın? Ha, tamam. Sonra. Peki ya burası? Açıldı. Nasıl ya? Bu strateji mi? Olmaz böyle şey. Yukarı çıkıyoruz konağa. Gelmemiz gerekiyor şimdi yapacağım. Baktı. Sonra aşağı inin. Gelmemiz gerekiyor şimdi yapacağım. Battı. Abi. Hiçbir işe yaramadı. Kapatın kapıları. Gidiyoruz.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Kesinlikle
Was
Kova
the bucket
söyledi.
guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Evet.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Hadi bakalım.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Hayır. Efendim Kova? Buraya girmemi mi söylüyorsun? Hadi girelim olsun.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Evet. Devam etmeliyiz Kova. Doğru söylüyorsun. Ne bu? Düğmeye mi basayım? Tamam.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Hayır,
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Burada değişmeyen bir yer var. Öyle farklı bir şey yazsın. Devam edelim Kova. Bakalım o bizi nereye götürecek.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Evet,
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Evet Kova. Buna bir son vermeliyiz.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it.
Evet.
His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
Evet,
At this
daha
point,
sıkı.
he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Evet. Bu ne abi?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
Yes.
labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley
Yes.
and the bucket, up against the world. They
Dünyaya karşı.
high-fived in a really cool way,
Shark.
and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Hadi bakalım. Evet Kova. Bir diye vermeliyiz.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Evet Kova. Kapatmalı mıyım, açmalı mıyım? Ne diyorsun? Evet. Evet, evet. Bizi kontrol etmemeliler. Bu güç kimsenin eline geçmemeli. Evet, kapatmalıyız.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Şimdi
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away.
evet.
Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them
Evet.
wanted to begin watching
Evet,
a movie, any
absolutely.
movie, but then
Arkadaşlar.
stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to
Kesinlikle.
trust, to support, and
Durdu mu?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Mühendisliğe var, mühendisliğe var, mühendisliğe var. Evet arkadaşlar, böylece bir sunumsun daha sonuna geldik. Bu oyunu burada bitirelim. Bölümün uzun olmasını istemiyorum biliyorsunuz. Bölümü beğendiyseniz videoyu beğenmeyi, her türlü yorumunuzu aşağı yorum kısmına bırakmayı ve en önemlisi kanala abone olmayı unutmayın arkadaşlar. Her gün daha da büyüyen bir aileyiz. Bu aileye katılmaya dersiniz. Ne duruyorsunuz? Hadi abone olun. Bir sonraki videoya kadar kendinize çok iyi bakın. Hoşça kalın.